et cetera, et cetera. And listen, I realize that we don't meet very frequently, and there's a reason for that. It's the immense power of this committee can only be exercised with discretion. We don't need to meet more often than maybe once every couple of years because there's just too much happening. So I want to be clear. It's not that we don't want to meet. It's just, you know what happens when a planet gets too close to a black hole, right? It just swallows it. We can't exercise that kind of power here. Now, with that said, we got a couple of bills today. We'll call up Senate Bill number 2158. I believe that's Senator McConn's bill. I'll allow you to explain that. If there are any questions, we'll ask Philip up there.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate you recognizing me for that. This bill came from, actually, Mr. Chamblee is a part of this and Ms. Perry is part of this. Essentially, what's happened is the underground storage tanks that are out there, they pay a certain fee into a trust fund every year. As we continue to progress, the goal has been to get these underground tanks above ground before it was over with. So the number of underground tanks have continued to decrease. The trust fund sets out there. This bill merely allows MDEQ, correct, Philip? DEQ to use some of that trust fund money for the administrative cost, because right now they've not been allowed enough administrative cost to continue to administer the fund. My understanding is if we don't allow them to use some of the trust fund monies to administer the program itself, then this could potentially go back to the federal EPA program for their input, and we don't really want that. So this bill merely allows up to $1 million a year to be used from the trust fund, and I believe the trust fund is substantially more than that. It's my understanding, somewhere around 52 million. Is that right? 10 million? Okay, sounds good to me. But anyway, there's plenty of money in that program, in that fund, for there to be used for the administrative cost at this time. Mr. Chairman, I would entertain any questions, but this is merely allowing for the administrative cost to come and be used.
Outstanding. And there are no fees or expenses additional to this bill at all, right?
No additional fees or expenses. This is merely coming from the 4 cents. 4/10 on a cent of every gallon goes in the trust fund.
Outstanding. We have a question from Senator Lane.
I will take it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator McConn, do you know how much money this the UST fund generates each year?
4/10 of a cent off of every gallon.
I mean,
I
understand that part of it, but what does that actually gross to the trust fund? You know,
I would ask Mr. Chamblee to be recognized.
Mr. Chairman,
to answer that question.
Outstanding. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The trust fund typically generates about $10 million.
okay. Just to continue, Mr. Chairman, I'm curious. So that represents we're asking for 10% of the fund amount that's collected annually to go towards administrative costs. And the reason why I'm asking these questions is not necessarily because of this particular fund, but I look at the percentages of administrative cost for a lot of other agencies and a lot of other things. Can you give me some idea of what that money would be spent on? Is it more than just administrative? Are we doing testing or any type of investigation work?
This bill simply allows the administrator to use their sources. First year, and you think it's going to stay that way or lower for the next year. So it's not affected by the trust fund. Trust fund was originally set up at max out $10 million for this specific. Trust fund affected out to $60 cut back on. And this is our relation that trust fund is supposed to $10 million. That for this specific highway trust fund. It goes back on the fund. So basically, they've got 26 employees. They currently have probably seen started
Okay, and to continue, Mr. Chairman, the administration of the fund, is there a budget that's set annually? And is that approved by the executive director, or is it, does DEQ's board review that budget? Okay, and that's really where I wanted to go, is the people that are paying these fees for the UST, that they have some type of oversight, or they know that that money is being spent for actual UST program and not to be just supplemented $1 million that's siphoned off. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I thank you very much for giving me that opportunity. I'd like to offer the motion at the proper time.
Absolutely. Any other questions? Well, now would be the proper time.
Motion is title sufficient to pass.
Senator Leno says title sufficient to pass. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That will be reported. Thank you. We'll call up next Senate Bill number 2499. We'll have Reed, if you don't mind, giving us an explanation of the bill and answer any questions the committee may have. Thank you.
The emerging process of advanced plastic recycling, which encompasses a lot of recycling that doesn't get done today because of the complications of the sorting process. Advanced cycling, which is done at refineries, is not unintentionally brought into governance of the solid waste regulations. It mostly deals with the definitions, and as of this morning, we even got back an amendment. I think, Mr. Chairman, you've got the wording. Just a couple of more tweaks that the Department of Environmental Quality asked us to add in there. We're fine with it. I believe the department is fine with it. This is an emerging industry. I'd be happy to go into detail for anybody who wants it, but I think it's economic opportunity. It's good for the environment, and it helps with our petroleum stream altogether.
Before we do that, I do have one quick question. This is, I heard MMA was here. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Is this going to help my BIPAC score, or is it still? No? All right. Okay, then we're ready for the motion. Motion's title sufficient to pass. All in favor, say aye. All opposed?
Oh, as amended.
As amended. We're going to wait, I suppose, to the floor. Or do you want to go? We can handle it now, Bob. Do you have the language? Well, let me ask you this, Reed. I don't have the language in front of me. Do you have the language?
I have it right here, sir.
Outstanding. Let's go ahead and knock it out. You want to make the amendment for us real quick? Outstanding. That is efficiency. Unlike ABC, that is efficiency.
Looks like technical amendments.
Just technical amendments, and
Committee, so other people.
we'll do it. Okay, that'll be fine. Is that the motion? All right, all in favor? All opposed? All right, back on the original bill. All in favor? All opposed? And that concludes the very difficult work, very difficult work. Thank you very much.
I mean, more may come. So they will also- Let me get